jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone that's in the building, as always. What's good? It's Monday, the start of the week. Big salute to everyone that's in the workforce. Really want to touch bases on something real quick because it seems like the Charlos are getting a pass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Charlos that reside over there in Texas, but from Lafayette, Louisiana, they are deemed, somewhat of some big names in the sport of boxing. But over time, we've seen the Charlos act out against certain individuals that compete in the same sport as they do. They pick and choose who they want to show out on in person, and then they have been known to be a bit nosy and prying in other people's business. But my whole point is, like, the advice that I got, like, no, not the advice, not yet. But my biggest question is, if you're going to have, the lines only moniker, what is the deal with twinning? These dudes are out here twinning. If one twin say something, the other twin, advocate and back them up, vouch for them. If the other twin say something, then the next one, advocate and vouch for them. It doesn't have to be like that because you're twins, but y'all out here twinning for the wrong reason. You're not twinning to be great in the sport of boxing. You're twinning to pretty much let the fans know that you all about excuses. Absolutely all about excuses. All about excuses. Every time I turn around, I hear something that the Charlo said about another fighter to basically devalue them from stepping in the ring with them. All I hear is excuses, 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 excuses. Look, as many National Geographic and Wild Kingdom movies that I watched growing up, I never seen a lion out there in the wild negotiating. When it comes time for him to meet up with another lion, you know what I'm saying, and to fight for a pride, fight for the female, just fight in general. I just never seen them negotiate. I never seen two lions walk up to one another that was enemies. In that type of lifestyle them wild lions are part of, and touch paws and shit, dap each other up, and say, let's sit here in the brush. Let's go over there in the brush right quick. Let's talk this out. Because I know how this is gonna go down, but I'm just trying to basically, negotiate. I want to talk it out first. Before we actually get out here and start, biting each other, slapping each other with our claws, really causing physical damage to one another, causing severe harm, intentional harm. Let's go over here in the brush, in the shade, and talk it out. Cool? All right, cool. That's not the way it works. Now, certain people said they was going to hold the Charlos accountable when it was all about Deontay Wilder, because they was prying their nose in Wilder. You know what I'm saying? It's not about race. Skills pay the bills, right? Let me reiterate what I just said. It's not about race. Skills pay the bills, right? So they was busy up there pulling back the slingshot, just taking shots. Boom, boom. Just kept on loading up, taking shots at Deontay Wilder while he was fighting the best heavyweight in the sport. He was the best. Tyson Fury was the best. He did a trilogy with that guy, a trilogy. Even though he was defeated in the rematch, he did a trilogy. We're not seeing any of that with the Charlos. Who do you consider a top tier name that they're willing to step in the ring with 3 times? Harrison name haven't came back up because they look at it like, oh, I beat you. I don't want to go through that again. Now you got Mel Charlo. He has to go back in there and fight Brian Castano. I guarantee if he win, he's not gonna step in there with Castano again. He's gonna say, "No, I'm done." But all I hear lately, this is a kicker. This is the biggest kicker of it all. For those of you hardcore fight fans, man, I'm not hearing y'all criticizing and sit up here and like that thunder. You know what I'm saying? Turn up the volume on that thunder. Let us see that lightning. These cats are up here. Mel is talking about, no, stay in your place, giving Terrence Crawford all these dang demands and ultimatums, the light boys as they call them. So you don't want nobody coming up from a lightweight division, a lighter division of welterweight to fight. Because if it's no danger, if it's no concern, then you should accept that. You're lying. You should run through that. No problem. But you're going to say, earn it? That individual you're talking about has accomplished more than you have in your entire career. You think just because you're on the brink of fighting for undisputed, it's already in the bag. You're not even sure you're gonna walk up out of this fight as undisputed champion. And if you do, then you got 2 more divisions to step up and try to match what Crawford did. That means you have to go up to 60 and 68. When that gonna pop off, shawty? When that's gonna pop off, Mel? Then you got Mar Charlo, right? Mar Charlo has been on the record as basically pulling a triple G, desperately calling out Canelo. Saul, it's me. It's Jamal. Saul. Mar Charlo's up there calling for Canelo and shit. But when there's other fighters that he can fight. Now, the narratives are being pushed by twinning. The twinning Charlo brothers are pretty much Jamal Charlo, for whatever reason, who's not even at 60. He's not even close to being at 68. The way their mindset is, we'll probably never see them go up 2 divisions with all this competition in here, right? So therefore, they just made a point to say David Benavidez, who Mike Tyson considered the Mexican monster. You know what I'm saying? He said that shit in front of Mar Charlo. The Mexican monster. The Mexican monster. And then you seen Charlo look over Mike, and he seemed like he was going to try to, elevate his tone. And then he quickly digressed from that shit. Because he knew if he didn't digress, he would have to egress, exit the building. But Tyson called David Benavidez the monster, the Mexican monster. And my point is that they're up here saying that David Benavidez needs to fight in his weight class. Now hold that for a second. They're saying that David Benavidez is too big for 168. He should be in heavyweight, cruiserweight. They're trying, Mel Charlo and Mar Charlo are so concerned about David Benavidez that they're putting out to the media, which I don't hear many people calling them out for being absolute on the Duck Masters Coalition. Because if you're trying to put it out to the public that David Benavidez is too big for 168 pounds, why are you not doing it for other fighters? Why are you not calling out other fighters that is considered too big for a division? Why are we not doing that? Because in heavyweight, it's always a damn weight gap. Oh, but you can't say, oh, they fighting over 200 pounds. That's okay. But you The twinning brothers are making excuses for the tough competition, bro. If Terrence Crawford is too light, and you recognize him as the light boys trying to talk from the lighter divisions, then you should be able to handle that. I'm trying to help you identify the whining process of these lions. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves lions. So Bud Crawford is too small, and you want him to earn it. But yet, how contradicting Jermell Charlo is, he wouldn't even be open minded enough to fight Errol Spence, another welterweight that's in his freaking stable, and another welterweight who said he would step up and face Mel Charlo. But what did Mel say? Mel said he don't mind. You know what I'm saying? He'll just vacate the belts and let Errol fight for him if he really want him. What kind of champion is that, bro? Like, really, what kind of champion are you talking about? Shout out to Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More in the building. What's good? What it do? Deion Washington, what's good? Salute to you. Yeah, for real, dog. It's been a lot of weight bullying in boxing. Check this out, though. Listen to me, people. How can there be weight bullying in boxing when there are weight gaps? There are weight gaps. What are we supposed to say for the fighters who move up and move back down? Is Canelo considered a weight bully because he's fought at 175 already, and then he moves back down to 68? Or are you gonna make the notion? Are you gonna put the notion out there that, oh, Canelo, he started off at 140 though, so he's really a junior welterweight? I mean, what are these Charlo brothers talking about? Like, they want to sit up here and make mention that David Benavidez is too big to be a 68, instead of Mar Charlo having the cojones just to move up there and take the risk and fight that man. I guess he feel like he wouldn't be the A side. He wouldn't be able to put no rehydration stipulations on him. Something's wrong with that picture, because we're talking about two individuals, happen to be black fighters at that, champions who's holding belts. Neither one of them are on the pound for pound list. Neither one of them. But their mentality, they act like the language that they use and the mentality they taking is not going to be heard by individuals that's has influence in creating them pound for pound lists. We're not talking about the YouTube shit. We're talking about the ones that are reference, you know what I'm saying, from these magazines or these journalistic outlets. I've been disappointed with the Charlos. They said race didn't matter, skills pay the bills. So let's kind of underscore the second one: skills pay the bills. If skills pay the bills, then why every time you crack your lips, you're whining? If one Charlo said the next one, that's called twinning, man. Y'all out here twinning with the same mentality. Mel's talking about lighter guys moving to challenge him, and then Maul is worrying about moving up a division because he has a big tough name. And I guess they had a little talk. They were sipping on some champagne or whatever. And the Mike Tyson shit probably came up. Well, Mike Tyson said, call him out. He had already made mention about the Mexican monster. Call him out. Call their name. Charlo didn't even want to call their name out. Now we understand why he didn't want to call. Because he wasn't confident enough to call their name out. Real talk. With all these movies being made, these remake of these movies, seriously, I think Dorothy, she don't need the Scarecrow and the Tin Man anymore. You know what I'm saying? All the characters she need both the Charlo brothers and the Lioness in there. And then they can recreate the theme of the Wizard of Oz, where the line that was in it before, the original casting, he can encourage the Charlos, to get courage and explain to them what he went through in the first movie. You know what I'm saying? He can explain to them, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I was once in your shoes there, twins. I was once where you were. Come, walk with me. Hey, Dorothy, bring Todo. Let's go. We're going to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yeah. Kick out the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. Put Charlo twins in there with the other lion. So that one line that used to be where the Charlos are at right now, he can encourage them. He can teach them, mentor them to get courage to go to combat the way it's supposed to be. Not walking around these boxing streets. Oh, no, he's too big. Mm-mm. He's a weight bully. He should be on heavyweight. He should be on heavyweight. Oh man, that little guy. How dare he? That little guy. I'm a lion. I'm at 54, right, Dorothy? Yeah. What does this guy think he is? The audacity. Which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be? Because last time I checked, when lions grow up, right, they take on bigger challenges from other lions. We can consider Crawford a lion in a sense that he's now coming up to try to take over the pride at 154. And he's going for supposedly the biggest lineup there with all the belts. He wants the winner of Castano Charlo. What's wrong with that? This entire equation deals once again with black fighters. We have to do better with fighting one another. If we're in a combat sport, we have to do better in boxing with fighting one another. Because I'm going to tell you, in MMA, they fight one another. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We fight one another in MMA. In boxing, it has this thing where they want to come up with one excuse. You know, freaking Errol Spence, we from the same hood. No, you're not. He's from Long Island and the other one from Lafayette. So you're not from the same hood. You may reside on the same block, so to speak, in closer distance for you to jump in an Uber or drive one of your cars down there, but that's about it. What is this same hood shit? I think that's just an excuse to take yourself to a challenge, man. And then you're cool with stepping in there with Selecki. You're cool with stepping in there with Selecki. Like you're supposed to be upgrading. You fought Darian Chinko off the 2 losses of him with the IBF. They gifted him a transition over to the WBC. You beat him, but yet you don't want to step up with a bigger name. You want to sit up here and whimper Canelo's name when Canelo's at the top of the motherfucking mountain. Canelo is real talk. Canelo is looking down at all you all that's on the basin. Y'all are walking around in the basin until he gives you permission to say, okay, access granted. I choose you. Come, climb. That's pretty much what's going on. We have boxing as sort of like a standstill, not because they're forced to, it's because they're choosing to sit still. This shit is absolutely crazy, man. Like, damn, if nobody can come up and challenge you, and then you don't want to go up and challenge somebody, somebody need to do a review. Somebody need to do a review, man. Something's going on with this. This twinning shit is going all wrong. It's not that many twins. Like, see, I don't see the Maloney brothers doing this bullshit. Hey, I don't see the Maloney brothers doing this bullshit. I don't see it. But when it comes to the Charlo twins, you're talking about twins who used to be a champion in the same division. They haven't really made progress. You know, Mar Charlo moved up. We all saw what Canelo did. You know, Canelo was able to bless him with that. Now look at how Canelo was able to bless Charlo with a belt. You think he's just gonna bless you with access to step in the ring with him without you actually showing him something? No, man, you got to show him something. You got to prove. You got to prove not just to Canelo, but you got to prove to the boxing fans of what your moniker stand for, man. I'm not seeing the lines. I'm not seeing that tenaciousness. I'm not seeing that impulsive violence. I'm not seeing that aggressiveness come out. All I hear is whining, complaining. When you all was in, out of the limelight, you wanted to take jabs at other fighters. You know what I'm saying? We don't seen you go off on Gervonta Davis and Adrian Broner. Yes. We seen you go off on Jerry Hurd. Yes. We seen you go off on many other fighters. Yes. Then when the Deontay Wilder was going through his shit, you want to say skills pay the bills. So where your skills at then? Create that bill, goddammit. Take that fight with if you get these titles, take that fight with Bud Crawford. Because he's a little guy, you said. You said Bud's a little guy, so it's time for you to step up to the plate. Charlo, stop whining about size and go up there and say, my boxing IQ will get me through this. Because you're supposed to be the more dynamic boxer, right? So you should be able to go in there and fight somebody like Benavidez who's squared up right in front of you. You should be able to do it. Because look, if Canelo goes in there, Canelo's already the undisputed 168. He's already undisputed. So if Canelo goes in there and do your work for you, something you wasn't able to do, why should he even give you a shot? If he goes in there and defeat David Benavidez, why should he give you a shot? Because all he hears you think Canelo don't hear you, Charlo? He hears you and your brother making fucking excuses. Excuses. Y'all twinning. That is called twinning. You all do the same from one another. Y'all speak the same. You validate the same. You come up with these damn excuses. Oh, you don't have to say nothing today, Maul. I got it. You know what? David Benavidez, he's too heavy for that division. Why is Mel Charlo talking about David Benavidez and he's not even close to moving up to 160 yet? Why can't y'all go? It ain't shit. Look, it ain't been shit going on at 160 forever and a day. Why is Mel Charlo not able to blend into another division as if he hasn't did it before? He's been in the same division as Maul before. What's taking you so long to move up to 60? Because you didn't want that Andrade work? You didn't want that Triple G work? I mean, come on, man. That division him did shit. We're going to remember this. And I remember a lot of things that was going on. People say they was going to hold the Charlos accountable for the shit they was popping off with Deontay. I just haven't heard it, bro. Like, come on, man. Y'all got to hold these dudes accountable for twinning. They just twinning with excuses all the fucking time, dog. Mark Nash in the building. What's good with it? Man, that's real talk. I'm kind of sick and tired of them just keep talking like this is boxing, man. The fans are going to be very critical and scrutinize a lot on what these fighters are doing. But when you sit back and look at the past to the present on trash talking, the Charlos are absolutely liable for dipping their nose in other people's business. They got totally pissed off when the rumor went out that somehow Adrian or Gervonta allegedly said they was on coke or something. And he was just livid. His brother was trying to weigh in. Jermell Charlo was livid. He was livid, dog. Livid. In the wake of that, of recent events, I've heard him say some good things about Gervonta and shit like that. But I'm just saying he was livid. He was acting like they were going to fight and all this other shit. What? They're not related to y'all. Adrian Broner and Gervonta ain't related. They got to be relatives for y'all to fight them. I'm just being honest. Like when it comes down to it, we're looking at y'all being in other fighters' business. And then, you want to act like we're not going to be in your business. Well, you're going to act like we're going to cover our ears when you say we was broke. So you basically said, the fans are broke anyway. They don't know shit. And look, our income, our numbers may be different. Absolutely. Real talk. Our income may be different. But I'm not trying to sit up here and say, well, I'm trying to be like you. You're not my mentor. All I'm saying is you and your brother, y'all making a lot of excuses to be big names in such a footprint that's getting a lot of good exposure right now. The Texas boxing footprint is getting a lot of good exposure. Why y'all sitting up here tripping? Y'all up here whining about a fighter's weight. Terrence Crawford weighs too less. Terrence Crawford weighs too less. And then, David Benavidez way too much. Too less, too much. With the Charlos in between. They're the baloney. They're the baloney and everything. They're the baloney to the sandwich. Oh, no. Don't come up here. No access. No access, please. No, leave me alone. Then you got Charlo. Oh, he's just too big for the weight cut. Y'all don't see that? He's just too commission. Don't y'all think he too big? Can y'all just make him, put him back up at 175 like you attempted to do when he lost his belt the second time? After this David Lemieux fight, can you just put him back, put him in the rank as a light heavyweight? Why do we need to do that, Charlo? Let me talk to you in this room. See, my plan is I'm trying to move up to 168, but that motherfucker too big. That motherfucker way too much, dog. I just want to know, can we make a deal that motherfucker way too much? Look, on fight night, you talking about he probably come in here a light heavyweight or even bigger, man. I ain't trying to die. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to raise everybody that support me. I'm just trying to raise them up. All right, I got you, Maul. I got you. When do you think you'll be able to make that happen? Is it going to be soon? Because I'm trying to move up, so Canelo can know that I'm coming to his division, and I hope he choose me. That's all I want. I want him to choose me. I know he ain't gonna choose Caleb Plant again. I'm the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? I want him to choose me. And if you got Canelo's number, can you call Canelo for me and put in a word that I'm trying to move up to 68, but they trying to Mike Tyson, that nigga, he tried to goddamn get me to fight the Mexican monster. He is. He's a big monster. He's Godzilla. I'm telling you, dog. Charlo up there holding them conversations. You see how Mike Tyson, he got behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? He was like Smokey. Smokey say, I got mind control over Debo. When he here, I'm talking. I mean, when he ain't around. No, when he here, I shut up. But when he leave, I'll talk again. Shit, Mike Tyson told him to his face, you need to fight the Mexican monster, dog. Mike Tyson didn't say David Benavidez. He said you need to fight that Mexican monster. Mexican monster. A monster supersedes a lion. Because a monster could be considered a being that's outside of the normal predatorial animals that we know. That's roaming the Serengeti. A monster is something that we don't even know what we're going to call it. We just know that their entire description is dangerous. They're killers. They're a monster. They're a beast. Mike Tyson called him up, and then Charlo gonna say, "Oh, he ain't no monster. How he a monster? He ain't no monster." And see, luckily Mike was on that Todo. Else he would have hopped across that damn motherfucking set and say, were you raising your voice at me right now, dog? You lost your fucking mind, dog? What's wrong with you, man? You getting emotional up in here. All because I'm saying you should fight the Mexican monster. You trying to move up to 68, but yet you want to make sure everything is cleared out for you. So your hospitality be A1, 100%. So you want to make sure the hospitality is there. Guess what? Demetrius Andrade going to be there. Are you going to say he too big for the division? Because if he fights Zach Parker, you're going to end up having to see Demetrius Andrade. That might be your biggest worry right there, because you might have to face Andrade before you even get a fight with Canelo. And look, And check this out. Even with that being said, look, even with that being said, it's going to be more competition up there, one way or the other. It's going to be more competition that you're going to have to face. It's going to be true super middleweights up there that's bigger than you anyway. Because right now we know you don't have confidence to be that smaller guy. Unlike Terrence Crawford, he has confidence to move up to the next division. Charlo is at a point right now where he hasn't really dominated. He hasn't really did anything crazy. Only thing we heard was him making excuses for not fighting Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly Gennady didn't want to fight him or whatever. Every big name that Charlo should be in the ring with is some type of scandal behind it. It's some type of story behind it. We done heard the Andrade shit forever and a day. Oh, he doesn't do that. Fuck him. Okay, now he choose the abort the mission and go up to the next division before you. I got to get Andrade his props. I say he had more cojones than Damar Charlo. You worrying about the David Benavidez, but you should be worried about Demetrius Andrade, bro. Alfonso, what's good? The line was looking for some courage. The line was looking for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And look who was one of them, one of the predatorial, the smaller predators, Todo, a little puppy. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't make any sense, man. That Charlo's getting away with this shit. Like they poking their nose in everybody's business. And then they don't want to break. Truth be told, they really ain't trying to break bread with the brothers like that. They really ain't. Earn it. Mel's gonna tell Crawford to earn it. Maul's gonna say Benavidez is too big. He should be a heavyweight. Now he want to be a promoter, a manager. As an active fighter, you're still coming up with excuses as to why you can't take a risk. I don't see it, bro. I don't see this lines only right here. I don't see that. I'm not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? As much as I'm sitting up here, I'm black myself. But, I tell them all the time, it's only so many divisions that we have black fighters that's at the top. And we have two brothers that's not going to be around forever. We have two brothers that's sitting up here looking silly. They're twinning. One say something, the other one vouches. The other one say something, the other one vouches. That's called twinning, man. But the only thing they're vouching with one another is freaking filtered excuses. One of them don't want one fighter to come up, and the other one don't want to move up to face a fighter that's already in the division. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You think you're going to go to 68 while Andrade out there and he's not going to call you out? He's moving up for the same purpose as you're needing to move up. They're trying to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez. But in the interim, Zach Parker is not one of those, life or death fights that we think Demetrius Andrade will be in. At least he's still moving up to 68. And I believe fighting for the interim WBO super middleweight title. That's more than what Jamal Charlo is doing. To me, Benavidez isn't a super dangerous fight for Maul. And that's what I'm trying to say, Alfonso. That's what I'm trying to say. Did you hear what I said earlier? David Benavidez stays squared up, and to a fighter like Mar Charlo, he should be able to take advantage of that. He squares up and he gets hit a lot. But he will walk you down. But he's squared up a lot and he gets hit a lot. Doesn't that play into the skill set of Mar Charlo? Shouldn't he be able to take advantage and punish David Benavidez if he can keep up the pace? I mean, you think you say you big bro, right? You say you big bro, right? You're the stronger one out there. All the nutritions and nutrients and all that protein was coming to you while you was in the womb. You was getting it first. And when you get full, little bro get it. So I totally agree with what you said, Alfonso, because when it boils down to it, what? It's boxing. If you're that good, you say you are, you should be able to go in there and break down David Benavidez. You should be able to break him down and punish him and make the fight interesting once it gets to like the mid rounds. That's if you can survive. That's if you can survive, man. Because, Mike Tyson said he was the Mexican monster. So he feels that Benavidez, if he was to fight you, he feels you'll be presented with a challenge you ain't never faced before. And I feel the same way. Now all we need to do is for you to get the commitment. Stop saying you're a 160 pounder. Because you're looking just like that lion on the Oz, Wizard of Oz now. You acting like you don't have no heart or courage to go up there and take that leap of faith, bro. Try to take over that pride at 68. You're making too many excuses, man. They both 6'0". Benavidez bigger in the waist and wider body, but Maul big in his own right. He called himself Big Bro, right? So he shouldn't be worried about. They have to weigh in the same. It's not like you weighing in 2 days before the fight. You have to weigh in the day before the fight, man. That shit has to be on the limit or below the limit. Level the limit or below the limit. So why are you worrying about the rehydration process or how big he's going to be? Trust in your skills and go in there and prove it to the world that you are that lion. Right now, if you don't even want to step up to face that monster, what kind of lion is you, bro? Bruce Gas on deck. What it do? What it do, Bruce? Salute to you. Showtime in the building. What it do there, Shaw? Man, y'all be sure to check out Showtime, man. Support my brother. Real talk. He's doing big things as always, man. Support Showtime, Shaw. The Sauce Talk over there, man. Subscribe to his channel, man. Subscribe to his channel. He said that artwork is fire. I appreciate it, man. I was just telling you, I think I told you the other night that I was going to chill with, even going labor, engaging in labor intensive thumbnails because we don't get paid for the shit. But every now and then I put some effort into storytelling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy, but that's not something I choose to take my time out. But y'all get the picture though. Long as I sent the picture and the picture is received. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put this on IG too. People are not going to like it. But all I'm saying is, if y'all consider yourselves the lions only, then act like it then. Because I don't see lions in the wild, man. What did we say last time you was on here, Showtime? What was said in the chat? They was domesticated lions. Domesticated lions are different than wild lions. Domesticated lions don't have to hunt. They wait for mealtime. In their head, they understand that somebody's going to show up to the gate or the enclosure, and they're going to already have the hunt right there, dead, ready to feed. They don't have to go out there and prepare, sit and wait. You know what I'm saying? Stalk. They don't have to do regular lion type habits and mannerisms. They don't have to go through all that. They are domesticated. They wait for chow time. And when they start rolling that cart out, they're like, oh, God. Oh, chow time. I wonder what that is. Is it antelope? Gazelle? What is it? Wildebeest? What is that? Buffalo? Johnny, what do you think they're having today? It smells good, delicious. Go ahead, toss that over the coast. Hey, man, you can go first today, man. I went first yesterday. You can go first today. I just want to be fair, man. I want us to get along because I'm lonely. Lion's lonely. I'm just saying, man, it's a difference between domesticated and absolutely buck wild, dog. There's a difference in their entire mentality. One of them mindset is to go hunt. It's a lot that goes into hunting. It's a lot to being a predator. Whether other than just being behind and being in an enclosure, and you pretty much understands when the door squeak, you're gonna hear the cart rolling out, and all y'all run to the same spot. Y'all even start licking the dirt from yesterday's kill. You know what I'm saying? That was thrown over the enclosure. Y'all just sit there. I mean, it's a difference, man. But we ain't trying to see that domesticated shit in boxing. If we're going to hold these other fighters accountable for not stepping up and fighting the best, then we need to hold the Charlos accountable too, bro. They are not stepping up and fighting the best, man. They won't even initially say, yeah, if Terrence Crawford want it, he can get it. If Errol Spence want it, he can get it. They're not even saying that shit. Mel's not even, that's two fighters at welterweight now. So if you're saying little boys, you're saying Terrence and Errol, because those are the two biggest names right now. You saying Errol, you already done disrespected him and pretty much said, I'll vacate, and if you really want him, he can fight for him. Now, it's a lot of names I can call that type of mentality now. I'm trying to keep it respectful. But it's a lot of ways we can go with that type of mentality. You training with this dude. You sparred with this dude. This is supposed to be your A1. Y'all supposed to break bread and make money together, make millions. And you saying, no, I'll vacate the titles. If he want them, go get them. So what? Let's just say Errol Spence go get the titles at 154. Let's just say he do it. He say, you know what? I'm a 2-division champion now. I'm gonna go up to 60. What you think Errol's mentality is if he moves up to 60 and you still there? He's gonna remember what you did there, Charlo, male Charlo. He's gonna remember how you treated him, how y'all had that downtime, that personal time with family. He gonna remember what an asshole you was, what you said in the media, and that you didn't give a damn to make millions with him. So y'all both can eat. So when he come to 60, his mentality is gonna be different. He's not gonna sit up here and be all cordial and shit. He's gonna goddamn let his Twitter. He's gonna put a tweet out there. I'm coming up to 60 for one thing, to take that whatever title if Mel Charlo has a title. What he gonna say? Them little guys trying to. No, you can't say shit. Because you should have fought his ass when it initially came out. You should have said, whether it's Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, I don't give a fuck. I'll fight either one of them. But yet, you don't want to. You want Terrence Crawford to earn it. He ain't did shit in boxing. And then Errol Spence, y'all been in the same company of one another, training and shit. That ain't enough with you. Your brother said it. Hey, your brother said it clearly. He said he don't have no friends in boxing. And he was right. Y'all don't give a fuck about nobody else except yourselves. Real talk. Y'all ain't trying to break bread with another black boxer that's trying to make it like you. All you trying to do is sit up here and wait till All Access show up on your lawn. Oh yeah, we got the whips clean. You making sure your detailer is there, 2 days before or whatever. He got all the rides cleaned up. You want to goddamn send out another guy to sit out here and change the damn paint of your rims so it won't look like the last All Access. You want to go trade in a vehicle or two and get something different. Because you don't want people, the internet is a savage now. They'll go back and spin the reel and say, you know what? He got the same vehicle that he did in the last Access. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. What the fuck is going on, man? That's not cool. Well, I thought he was making that moolah. But you get the point. Jeff on deck, what's good? It's going to take Charlo to lose that Canelo payday by somebody clipping Canelo for him to move up. I agree. It's going to take. The bad thing about it, Canelo's pay grade right now is way has much more seniority than any other Charlos, especially male Charlo. We're not even talking male, because Mel said, he was out there praying once again. He was like, Please, Canelo, if he could just drop down below 160. Now, why would he do some dumb shit like that? Anyway, Canelo's price tag is so high right now that he can selectively choose who the fuck he wants to. Like, are we really looking at Dimitri Bivol as someone that Charlo will step in the ring with? We can't say Gennady Golovkin because we really don't care about that fight, and it hasn't happened yet. It would have been great if Gennady could fight Charlo and not be waiting on Canelo. But let's just say something happened to the point where Dimitri Bivol has some success with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say Canelo loses to Bivol. You think Canelo next fight, he's going to want to fight a Charlo, or he's going to want to fight Bivol? He's going to want to fight Dimitri Bivol in a rematch. Because I think his mindset is different now. He knows he's never going to get the rematch with Floyd. He can get another rematch with Dimitri Bivol. You know why? Because, man, he's already been in the ring with him. And the amount of pay that he's making, he's going to want to revenge that loss. And plus, Dimitri Bivol is going to be on board with it because that means he gets a whole nother payday. So it works out for somebody like Canelo. For Jamal Charlo, they 31 right now. They 31 years old. So they're looking at the wider scope of things like, oh, we got about a cool 5 or 6 years. We got plenty of time. By then, it's they would have been already gone. But guess what? Canelo is young too. That's why the Charlos believe they can get a fight with Canelo, because Canelo is young still too. He's in his early 30s. But the difference between Canelo and the Charlos is that Canelo has much more fluff to his bank account, and he can retire comfortably and say, I'm good. I'm about to go ride these horses. I'm going to go hunting, and then I'm going to take a vacation somewhere. While Charlos is like, hey, Al, do you think Canelo will be retiring soon? And do you think I can get a fight? He's sitting up there whispering like, hey, yeah, what we doing? It's been 2 years. You think we any closer to the fight? Did Canelo say anything about me on Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube? Damn. You can't be clamoring for a fight like that, like you desperate, bro. I said this before. Black fighters, you can't be all chasing the Hispanic fighter like Canelo. You got to choose to be like him or better than him. We actually have fighters that's waiting. They don't even want to progress to take any tough competition. They just waiting on Canelo to put them in his good graces and sign a line, and they get to step in there for a payday. And I'm going to be honest with you. With his mentality, with Charlo's mentality, I don't even think he believes he can defeat Canelo. He just knows it's going to be a good payday. He just seen what happened to Caleb Plant. And he said, man, that's all I need. That's all I need. I just saw Caleb. That's all I need, Al. Al, give me that, Al. I get that. I'll forever be in debt to you. Just give me that 10 mil. That's all. With his mentality about David Benavidez, I'm going to go on record as to say I don't believe he has confidence that he can defeat Canelo Alvarez. Because for one, you're basically letting us, the audience, the boxing fans, know that you're very reserved. Your tenaciousness and your killer instinct is time released. It's according to who's in front of you and who's the target. It's time released. You're not giving us all that energy at one time and just say, fuck it, I want to fight David Benavidez. If that's what I got to do to get the attention of Canelo, let's do it. I don't give a fuck about how big you are. Sign the fight. Now, that's what the fans would like to hear. Not this excuses coming from both sides. Man, that's all I got on this situation, man. Y'all know what it is. I got to bounce and do some shit. I'll be on later. But man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Share the content. You know what it is. I don't want to go too long on this. It's been close to an hour, but y'all get the point because I know y'all intelligent human beings, y'all hardcore boxing fans, and y'all know damn well what I'm saying about the Charlos make all the sense in the world. You know, if Mel making excuses from somebody moving up, and then Maul is making excuses for those who's in front of him, then what are we talking about, bro? Let me reiterate one more time about the black fighters who are in control of some of these divisions as champions. It's not many. It's not many. You had Gary Russell down there at featherweight. That's no longer. That's no longer. You have Devin Haney at 135. You skip over 40, you go to 47, 54, 60. And then it gets a lot of shade coming in from then on. Because Deontay Wilder's not active anymore. So what we talking about? It's time to take some risks. It's time to make some moves. It's time to ruffle some feathers. It's time to goddamn raise some brows. It's time to get the attention. Not just saying the dumb shit, but going out here challenging some of these fighters that fans think you hesitant about getting in the ring with. Of course, people want to pay to see Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence fight Jermell Charlo if he wins. That's another big payday for Jermell Charlo. A huge payday. He becomes undisputed and he defends those undisputed. He gets another big paycheck. He gets to pick and choose. Okay, Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, which one I want? Which one that I think I have much more of a better performance with? But anyway, man, y'all hold it down. Keep on supporting the channel. Turn up and tune in to World Combat